مش لدرجة، لأنه كل ليلة بينزلوا الجيش على المخيم بضلهم يلفلفوا وبعدها بيطلعوا، مرات بياخذوا حدا مرات ما بياخذوش. كثير مشان بس بدهم ياخذوا أبوي. كيف دخلوها؟ حطوا إشي من فوق الباب، هز الباب ودخلوا جوا، أخذوا أبوي من تحته.
All over the world, people at night, it's time for rest and time to put your head on the pillow and sleep without being afraid of anyone will come and take your father, take your brother, take one of your family. Here in this camp, you don't have this rest. When you put your head in the pillow, you are afraid that they will come. They might come.
I know that last time it was I participated in a boys, one of the boys' classes in Jalazon camp, which is one of the camps that has been quite badly affected by violence. There's a settlement right next to the camp, and last year there were some incidents where children actually got shot from the guard posts located next to the settlement. So very tense situation in that camp, and I recall that some of the boys were commenting that the capoeira has really taught them the self-control and the discipline, the courage really needed to face the day-to-day situation that they have in the camp.
If I will talk about the violence with the children, I will talk stress always make people aggressive. When you are under stress, you are not with all the ability to be able to think in the right way, to behave in the right way and all that. So this is a real issue here, that when you find someone who is really relaxed in his life, he have nothing to do, when something will come and bother him, or for example mosquito, he will do just like that, right? But sometimes you can see kids that fighting with a mosquito. It's not about aggressive as it's about stress.
We're coming up on the Kalandia checkpoint, which is one of the biggest crossing points between the West Bank and Israel. It's right next to a refugee camp called the Kalandia refugee camp. And yesterday there was a violent clash here leading up to the statehood bid, where there was lots of tear gas used, some rubber bullets and even some live fire, and of course many rocks thrown. So we'll see how it looks today.
With regards to the protection situation, as we call it, in other words, the protection of human rights of Palestinians and Palestinian refugees in the West Bank, and of course this impacts very much on children as well, 50% of the West Bank population being children. We see a lot of serious issues that continue to affect the population. These range from house demolitions. We've seen a big increase in house demolitions this year compared to the previous year. Forced evictions, the use of incursions inside refugee camps where IDF, Israeli Defense Forces, will go in and conduct search operations, sometimes accompanied with the use of force or violence and destruction of property or damage to property. Still a lot of access restrictions. The barrier and its associated regime of permits, closures and restrictions on movement has a stifling effect on the economy of the West Bank. Those socioeconomic factors have an impact on the home as well. We've often seen children that have witnessed home demolitions, have witnessed IDF incursions, have witnessed use of excessive force, have more difficulty at concentrating on their schoolwork, lower educational achievement, and also speech defects and other signs of trauma, such as bedwetting, for example.
When you talk about the camps, you talk about overcrowded people. We talk a lot of violence, a lot of traffic, a lot of people. Yeah, we have small rooms, small houses, no greens, trees, nothing at all. So we have, a really terrible life. And so this is, a big challenge for us as a school in order to find the good picture for the students. The Capoeira in a way or another help us in order to portray a new picture for the students where they can find, the rights, make their life more fruitful and suitable for them.
We'll be heading out east from Jerusalem to Khan al-Ahmar, which is in the desert near Jericho, to work with the Bedouin kids there in their school of ties and mud, which may be demolished at the end of this month. So we're now in Area C of the West Bank, which means that it's administered by Israel. So if you're wondering what that checkpoint meant back there, it's crossing between different administrative parts of the West Bank. This is similar to Khan al-Ahmar in that the houses are made of kind of corrugated iron and wood and cloth basically. And many of them they're not waterproof. There's always been one of the main livelihoods of the Bedouins who live out here is herding. Increasingly, that's becoming a difficult way for them to earn a living.
Once in summer camp, we made for them an activity, which means that to use the clay, and after using the clay like a dough, and they must hit the clay and say in loud voice what they are hitting on the clay. They say many things, but the thing which give me interesting point that we hit the land. Why they say it? We try to speak with them why you want to hit the land. They laugh. They didn't give us a big explanation about that. But maybe they blaming the land which they are live on it, and they thought that the land be so strong. But this land doesn't protect them. The children must protect this land.
We were invited here by UNRWA because of the imminent threat of demolition. So this school is likely to be demolished very soon. It's in the courts, the Israeli courts at the moment, and it's quite possible that on the 30th of this month, so just within a week or two, that it will get knocked down. So yeah, that's all of these classrooms here. Apparently, the settlers sort of come down and broken a few windows in the school, and they come and they have fairly regularly harass people. And they were coming, it's like power of film and all that. They were coming in summertime when the school was empty with cameras to try to demonstrate, how empty the school was and how it wasn't really being used and therefore should be knocked down. So I'm just wary of that with us in our cameras a little bit.
Of course, the main challenge is that the area which named by Israeli side that Area C, which is difficult from political side, and which means that they can't live in safe and comfortable and secure in their places, in their tents, on their land. This is the main challenge for them, that how I can protect my land and my home and my family and my children from demolishing and destroying the buildings and the school, the yards, everything here. Because it's like a person living on a volcano. Maybe it will be exploded in any time. He will feel that there is no one can protect me. Maybe he will act in two ways. One way, maybe he will be more aggressive, more violence. And in the second way, maybe he will be isolated. And I don't want to care about any person or anything surrounding me.
باي شكرا كثير بنات.
When you are talking about the students from the camp, we are talking about the students who comes from really a terrible life. A life where there is a lot of violence, a lot of the big families, and so disemployment people, low economic situation, and so this is really bad for effects on the students. So when he comes here, such a project, it helps him in order to live a normal life.
Although the class itself may last an hour, I mean, the one I participated in Jalazone, it was, I think we were in that class for 3 hours. It's like it's a valve. When you have a pressure cooker that is always being applied with more and more heat, eventually it'll burst and you'll get kids going out and doing things that might get them into trouble. If you have a valve which allows them to let off steam, let off energy, but in a very positive way, I think that has an immediate effect, definitely, and it's a protective effect. I mean, one of the main things that I notice in the classes is the enjoyment that the kids get from it. You see smiling faces, you see kids that are really engaged, that are wanting to participate. When Arami asks who wants to join me in the circle to do the capoeira, all the hands go up and everybody wants to be part of it. And that engagement is really something quite special.
These kids, Brahim once said, I have no place to train and I have no place to play with. Why? Because maybe there's some playgrounds in the camps, but everybody, the camp is more than 14,000 people living there in 2 playgrounds. How they will play together? Sure, they will start fighting each other. So no real safe place for them to play or train. They are feeling that we can achieve something. We are strong, not they are just strong. It's a feeling they want to have because they go and throw stones because they don't have this feeling. They go and make trouble to each other because they don't have a feeling that they are strong. Capoeira gives the feeling that we are strong, but we don't need to hit each other in order to feel strong.
You have more communication, more dialogue. You don't fight for win. You fight for your own progress and your partner's progress.
The kids are crying out to have more things in their lives, more than the community. I can see the kids are in need to have new things in their life that they can feel I can achieve something good with this program. We need to look in a big eye for the kids who have nothing to do, like the kids who can feel themselves losers at school, but they can be very good in capoeira. In the girls' school, with the girls, Shireen and Maram, you can see they are not good girls at school, but they found a very good thing in capoeira. Shireen today was helping us in many things. Today she showed us how progress she's making, and we were really feeling proud of her. She was my assistant and Maram's assistant today in the class.
When you talk, you have a rhythm. When you talk. Yeah, she didn't translate to me. Thank you, Shireen.
In that school, everybody was mentioning, this is the naughty girl. This is the most violent girl in the school. You don't have to put her in your class. I prefer not to put her in your class. We worked a lot with her in order to reach this point, individually We sat with her, we make some conversation with her about how she's behavior and what does it mean for her, these behaviors that she's doing. You know what she said? This is normal. I said, what? Do you believe that when you kick someone in his back is a normal behavior? She told me, yeah. So, can you imagine? We start talking to her and giving her other solutions in how to express her anger. But when she said it's normal, it means that she lived it at home. And it's something normal for her to have all these issues. So we start to work with her individually and within the class. We give her more role, how to be helping in the class in an effective way. And every time she was making something not good, we were telling her, please, be attention. This is not a respectful way of talking. This is not a respectful way of behavior. This is not the right way of saying I am angry. We could do it in this way. We don't just say no, it's wrong. On the other hand, we say what's right. So you start making a little bit balance, and now she can recognize what's right and what's wrong. Yeah. She's teaching the kids actually and the girls.
I can see she have a lot of problems inside life, in general life. Because every time she arrived in the first phase, she looks so sad. When she arrived to the classes, you can see the sadness. But when she entered to the cycle and enjoyed the games or the roda or the music, part music, she have the smiling face the whole time. So I think so. The capoeira give the safe word.
Brahim's family, for example, the mother was not knowing anything about what he's doing with us, but she's seeing him changed. Like, she saw him always. I have a training on 1 hour before the time. He wake up and he's ready and just waiting, and he goes earlier to the class. He comes back, he sleeps, he studies, he's organized, she said. He's more organized at home. He's good with the brothers and sisters, and she said something about more helpful at home, you know. He's not making big troubles. She told me he was not a troublemaker before, but he was having some issues. But now I don't have any issues with him. He can sit, listen, talk. And I said to her, do you know what he's doing with us? She told me no, I don't know. I told her he's playing with us and he's having the social roda. He talks a lot about himself. He expresses his feelings. We teach him how to communicate, how to talk about anger issues. She said, no, but I can see this in my home. I now figured out what is this different between before and now, and I'm happy for that.
كنا أول ما عبرنا في الكبيرة كنا نخربش نضرب كنا مش محترمين بالمرة.
التحسينات اللي دخلت على حياتك بعد
هم شغلتين أكثر شغلات، الاحترام وعطتني الأمل. لكل إشي يعني أنا كان عندي أمل، بس بعد إنه أنا كنت ما عملتش الحركة. لا أنت بتقدر تسويها بعد تدريبين 3 أسويها. هالكتفين بدي أصير طبيب. بجتهد كثير في الدراسة في كل إشي إني بقدر أصير طبيب أعصاب. الكبيرة حياة خاصة عني بعيدة. أول شيء بتغير الاحترام بالنسبة لمخيم. يعني بنقدر نجيب الواحد أكله معه وخلاص يعيش في حياة كابورية. بتحس إنه في عيلة، بتحس إنه في حياة. هاي بنيت عضلات الحمد لله. صح. أيوه. في كمان عنا تحت في الجامع يعني كبير كبير أكبر من المكتبة، والأرضية منيحة. بنروح بنلعب هناك بالساعات. وقت دايما بيسألونا شو هاي وشو بتسووا وليش هيك، بحكي لهم هاي الكوبيرا، وبعدين بحكي لهم شو هي الكوبيرا. رياضة برازيلية فيها جمباز، فيها كتال، كل شي بحكي لهم عنها. في لها احترام، بحكي لها الأحسن فيها. لا، في الجامع
ما في غير.
لا. بحس حالي قائد، يعني زي أرم مدرب، عندي خبرة.
هذا بخليك تحس بشعور جيد.
أكيد.
The training is very good, and I love everybody here, and I love the Bidna Capoeira, and we are in Palestine, when the Capoeira, and we are hope to the Capoeira. We are do Capoeira every day and every time, in all the year.
Very good.
خلاص
If you want to do more,
I dare to think more about the